Right now on ABC 10 News at 4 o'clock, Pfizer now seeks authorization for a third dose of its COVID-19 vaccine. This as the Delta variant continues to spread and tens of thousands of San Diegans have not received their second vaccine dosage. Plus, California's drought emergency is expanding what Californians are now being asked to do and what it means for San Diego County. And a family mourns a San Diego man killed near Las Vegas. What he was doing the moment before his life suddenly ended.
ABC 10 News starts now with breaking news.
Pfizer says it's developing a COVID booster shot to target the highly transmissible Delta variant. Thank you for joining us. I'm Kimberly Hunt. Well, the strain was first identified in India. It is now the dominant form of the virus across the U.S. and California. County Health has recorded 54 cases of the Delta variant in San Diego County. 4 people have been hospitalized. 1 person died. Pfizer said today a third dose given 6 months after the second increases neutralizing antibodies 5 to 10-fold. It plans to ask the FDA to authorize the booster next month. We spoke to Dr. Shane Crotty from the La Jolla Institute of Immunology about this announcement.
I won't be surprised if there's a recommendation in the fall or winter that, let's say, people over the age of 70, right, or people in high-risk groups maybe get recommended to get a booster, or maybe just get the option to get a booster, and see how it goes. And for the majority of the population, it's plausible that the CDC will take a wait and see approach.
The CDC is not currently recommending booster shots.
People think COVID's over. I can tell you for sure it's not.
An alarming new statistic from San Diego County. More than 140,000 San Diegans are overdue for their second dose of the COVID vaccine. ABC 10 News reporter John Horn has the warning from doctors on why becoming fully vaccinated is vital right now.
Things are moving very slowly here at this county vaccination center in Choice View. On the books this Thursday, only 30 appointments. So even though there's that sign that says line starts here, you can just walk right in.
This is becoming a pandemic of unvaccination.
Dr. Abby Olulade says one vaccine is not enough to prevent a COVID infection.
When you get just one vaccine, then you're getting a partial immunity that may not be protective.
But the county said Thursday more than 140,000 San Diegans are overdue for a second Pfizer or Moderna vaccine. It's unclear whether easing virus concerns, side effect fears, or scheduling conflicts are the main factors. The county says one dose is only 33% effective against the more infectious Delta variant, and that virtually all cases, deaths, and hospitalizations since the beginning of 2021 have been in unvaccinated or partially vaccinated individuals.
People think COVID's over. I can tell you for sure it's not. I've had 15 people in my clinic today who are sicker than most that I've seen, actually.
Dr. Christian Ramers of Family Health Centers of San Diego says he suspects all of those cases are the Delta variant.
So that second dose is more important now than ever. We now have studies showing that the first dose is really not that good by itself against the Delta variants.
Ramers says even late, the second dose is still effective. John Horn, ABC 10 News.
The county is maintaining several vaccination centers, and the vaccine is also available in many local grocery and pharmacies. We have all of the information you need on our website, 10news.com.
We are encouraging people to do the common sense things.
That's Governor Gavin Newsom this afternoon announcing voluntary cutbacks on how much water Californians use. He is also expanding our state's drought emergency to cover almost every county in California, though not San Diego. ABC 10 News reporter Jeff Lasky tracked down our local water authorities to find out what this means for our area.
In a new update this afternoon from a San Luis Obispo County reservoir only 20% full, Governor Gavin Newsom made it clear California's drought is getting worse.
The hots are getting a lot hotter, the dries are getting a lot drier, and climate change is real and it's here. And if you don't believe it, because you don't believe science, you got to believe your own eyes.
Because the situation is getting worse, Newsom is asking all Californians to cut back. He signed an executive order asking for a voluntary 15% reduction in how much water each of us uses.
Not here as nanny state. We're not trying to here be oppressive. Again, these are voluntary.
He's also expanded the drought emergency declaration to 50 of the state's 58 counties. San Diego, not on that list.
They've had water supply problems in Northern California because of the drought. And in Southern California, really in San Diego specifically, we've diversified our water supplies over the years. So we're in a different situation.
Jeff Stevenson from the San Diego County Water Authority says we actually have enough water to last through the year 2045. That's because of decades of work to develop new sources of water and make San Diego more drought resistant. On top of that, San Diegans themselves have answered the call, cutting back per capita water use 50% over the last 30 years. Now it's time to do it again.
It's really the residents, all of us at home and businesses that have put us in this good position. So continue to do what you're doing, save water, use it efficiently, and that's really going to help the region.
Governor Newsom points out another benefit of cutting back.
By the way, you do those things, you also save money. So there's an opportunity to not only save water, help us work through these drought conditions, but voluntarily, this is an opportunity to just remind you the opportunity to save money as well.
Jeff Lasky, ABC 10 News.
Newsom did say it's only a matter of time before the drought emergency will extend to every California county. And let's now turn to our weather. Beautiful sunshine, but lots of sunshine, especially in the East County. Hot conditions. Meteorologist Angelica Campos joining us now and tracking the drought conditions right here in California. Angelica.
Hi, Kim. So interesting to hear what the governor has to say. But as we look at the map and the current conditions, you can clearly see why there are problems in other parts of the state. San Francisco, north of LA, they're under an exceptional drought. And as we get closer to San Diego, let me show you our current conditions. We're still mostly under moderate drought conditions. But of course, we know this is a time of the year when conditions get worse. If we compare the map from the beginning of the year, the entire state, not too bad. Northern California was already off to a bad start with extreme drought conditions. As we made our way into spring, it was getting worse. And this is the dry time of the year. So conditions are expected to continue to dry out. Then you start adding the excessive heat portion to the forecast, and it does make for dangerous conditions. The Climate Center did have an update, and most likely we're going to stay under La Nina conditions. That could mean another dry winter.
Oh boy, thank you, Angelica. And new information about the Uber driver who was stabbed to death in her car in National City. ABC 10 News reporter Jennifer Kastner is live where it happened. Jennifer, police said their detectives are in the process of getting a search warrant right now.
Kimberly, that's correct. Police are getting that search warrant right now. Meanwhile, some very close family members, friends of the victim came by just a few minutes ago to lay out some candles and some flowers and a photo of the victim and pay their respects in this very horrific crime. According to police, 58-year-old Uber driver Raquel Spohn-Weber was working for Uber at the time of her murder. Officers say they got a 911 call about a woman being assaulted inside a vehicle on Lenoyton Avenue. When they arrived, she was found stabbed to death. The suspect, a 17-year-old girl, was apparently seen running away and was later detained in a nearby backyard. She has been booked on suspicion of murder. Detectives are getting a search warrant now for the Uber account so they can learn more about who ordered that ride. It's still unknown if the girl and the victim knew each other and what the motive was for this attack. About an hour ago, I spoke to one of the victim's friends who is also an Uber driver. He said she was a mother of two, a very kind woman, and he is stunned and heartbroken. Listen.
How are you feeling?
Muy triste.
You're very sad.
Oh, very sad, very, very, very.
And I also spoke to the victim's family. They are frustrated. They want answers. More on that tonight on ABC 10 News after the NBA game. Reporting live from National City tonight, Jennifer Kastner, ABC 10 News.
Thank you, Jennifer. San Diego police are investigating after a man was found dead inside his Otay Mesa home. This happened on Caminito Quixote. It was early this morning. They say his girlfriend was the one who found the 38-year-old and then immediately called 911. Medics pronounced him dead at the scene. Detectives are talking with the girlfriend and other possible witnesses. If you have any information, please call police. And now to Surfside, Florida, where more search teams recovered more remains. The death toll is now at 60 and dozens are still missing. Today marks 2 weeks since a condominium building collapsed in the middle of the night. It could still take weeks to get to the bottom of all of the rubble, and authorities say there's no chance of finding life in the rubble now. A grand jury has agreed to investigate how it happened. Meantime, tropical storm warnings are issued for the Northeast as Elsa heads up to the East Coast. Well, it already left a trail of destruction a little bit farther south.
Utter chaos over here right now.
Elsa hit Florida earlier this week, and one person was killed in Jacksonville after a tree fell onto his car. The storm is expected to hit New Jersey overnight with high winds, heavy rain, and possible flash flooding.